distinguished Nigerians, especially government officials from government agencies, relevant agencies that are here to interface with the parliament, as you have always been, and every other person that is here, including my professional friends, members of the Fourth Estate of the Ring, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I say a very good morning. As earlier mentioned by the MC and of course by the chairman of the committee, the lead chair, Right Honorable Dr. Abdullah Salami, I am to stand in for the speaker for the purpose of this engagement, and I would like to first of all convey his personal and official apology for not being here as a person. Naturally, as an institution, you would always expect some of these things happen. He is right now attending the CPA meeting, Africa Group, at the Transport Building, where we have a number of parliamentarians from various national parliaments all over Africa. And Nigeria is hosting the event. I think this is only but a good reason why I'm here to stand in for him, but I believe the mind and the spirit of the speaker will definitely be here, because I know as a legislator, he's always a man of passion, man that is always committed to the downtrodden. And I can understand these two bills under consideration are bills that are meant to really improve on the lives, the livelihood of the downtrodden masses. So I convey his apologies for not being here, and I once again say good morning to all of you that are here. I have a prepared speech, which I'll just go ahead to read as it is. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all to the House of Representatives, the House of the Nigerian people. And I thank you all for being here this morning for the purpose of this public hearing. The Committees on Poverty Alleviation and that of Labor and Productivity in the House of Representatives have organized this public hearing to consider two bills currently making their way through the House of Representatives. These bills have been consolidated as they speak to the same basic objective and principles, which is to establish a statutory framework to ensure continuity, accountability for the National Social Investment Programs. The National Social Investment Programs into law and establish a framework for coordinating, implementing, monitoring, and improving those programs. Whereas the other bill seeks to establish a National Social Investment Trust Fund. In considering both of these legislative proposals, I expect that the stakeholders here today will give thorough thought to the best practices worldwide and be influenced by considerations of economic and public finance realities in our dear country. In our legislative agenda, that is the 9th House of Representatives, led by the Speaker, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, we have initiated and committed into our legislative responsibility to create frameworks to support the effective implementation of the social investment programs in this country. This commitment is essential to fulfilling our constitutional obligation to ensure the welfare and well-being of the Nigerian people. Our determination to succeed is why we have engaged stakeholders in different fora, first through a public policy dialogue, and now in this very important public hearing, which is also a legislative procedure. All of the recommendations, concerns, and contributions collated through these interactions will form part of our considerations in the House and ensure that the final legislative output reflect our nation's highest abilities and protect our people's best interest. I want to express my sincere appreciation to all the committee members of the House of Representatives and stakeholder groups that have worked in different capacities to advance this legislation at various levels. At the same time, I ask you not to renege in your commitment to continue to do everything within your individual and collective abilities to ensure that the National Assembly, within the shortest possible time, transmits to Mr. President Muhammad Buhari, a bill that reflects our our best efforts and ensures the welfare of our nation's people, particularly those least privileged amongst us. On this note, therefore, ladies and gentlemen, invited guests, my friends, members of the press, I have the honor and the privilege to, on behalf of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, declare this public hearing open. I wish you a fruitful deliberation and look forward to seeing the outcome of this public hearing in earnest. Thank you and God bless the federal government. Mr. Chairman, the co-chair, my distinguished colleagues, members of the House, I have done just what I was told to come